What's happening, guys, and welcome back to Sliced. Today I've got a really good video for you guys today. We're making fish and chips. We're not just making any kind of fish here, we're making fish that's got no beer inside it. So for all my non-alcoholic peeps, I've got you. Not only has it got no beer inside it, it's got no gluten inside it. So for all my celiac peeps, I've got you too. I don't want to long out this recipe too much and make it really complicated, so we're not going to look at the chips, the tartar sauce, or the peas today, just the fish. Just the fish on its own, so that you guys can try it at home and perfect it. Now I'm making a very scaled up version of fish and chips because I'm making a lot. But I'm going to leave the ingredients and measurements just on the side here so you can make this for 6 to 8 people. It's a very simple batter. All we're going to do is mix some gluten-free flour, you can use normal plain flour, and some corn flour. The corn flour is going to give it that really nice, short, crisp kind of texture, where the plain flour will allow it to have that sort of thicker kind of batter. The corn flour, if you were to use it on its own, might be too too crispy and thin. The plain flour gives it that kind of like oomph and that texture. So you're going to use about 2 parts of plain flour to 1 part of corn flour. We're going to mix that together along with some salt. You want to season it quite heavily because you're not going to be able to taste it through all that flour if you just put a few pinches in. Don't be afraid to taste the flour, it's not going to kill you. Mix in some pepper and a lot of paprika. The paprika is key because it's going to add to that color and give you that really nice orange color around your fish. Once you've mixed together all your dry ingredients, we're going to add in some ginger beer. You don't have to use ginger beer, you can use lemonade. Sparkling water is good as well, but sparkling water doesn't give you that color. With ginger beer or lemonade, you've got that sugar inside, it's also got that flavor that's going to give it a little bit of a boost. I'm going to use ginger beer, it's going to give it that nice color. The carbonated water is going to give it that nice crackly sort of skin. We're going to mix this up into a batter. If it's too thick, add more water or ginger beer. If it's too thin, add more flour. Very simple. What? Huh? Yeah, I know. Give me a few minutes. Let me just finish this. Next up, we have our fish. You want to use any kind of white, firm fish. Cod, haddock. You can even use tilapia if you have it. Plaice works fine. Different types of solefish, absolutely fine. Make sure there's no bones inside and that the skin's been totally removed, because if you fry it with the skin on, I'm sorry, but it's going to get really soggy. You don't want that. So remove the skin. Very simple to do on many fish. You can just sort of peel it off with your hand, or you can ask your fishmonger to do it for you. So take your fish, make sure it's nice and dry. If you've defrosted it, make sure there's no bits of ice or anything like that. Make sure it's nice, dry, in nice whole pieces. Make sure you've cut them up to equal sizes so that they're not cooking at different times. You're going to give them a light dusting in some plain flour, gluten-free plain flour, or whatever kind of plain flour you want. Even some corn flour, absolutely fine. Just give it a nice dusting with the plain flour. Dip it into your batter and just drip off the excess. Make sure the batter is completely covering your fish. That way it's going to give it that nice casing and it's going to be able to steam. The whole point of having the batter on the fish is that once it starts to cook and fry, the inside of the fish starts to steam because of the water that's produced. So if you're not covering your fish completely, well, I'm sorry, it's not going to cook properly. Once we've done that, we're going to heat some vegetable oil in a wok or a large saucepan on a medium-low heat. You don't want it too hot, it's just going to burn your fish. You want it to do a nice, gentle fry. So get a little bit of your batter on your finger, just drip a little bit into the oil, let it fry, see what happens. And once it's ready, remove it and start putting your fish in. You want to dip the bottom end of your fish into the oil, wave it around a little bit just to get introduced, and drop it away from you. If you drop it towards you, you're going to splash a lot of oil on you. And the reason why we sort of hang it around in the oil a little bit is because if your oil is quite deep and you drop your fish in, it might sink to the bottom and stick. So by frying the bottom piece, it makes sure that the fish floats. Once it's nice and golden on one side, we're just going to give it a little flip on the other side so that it's nice and crisp and golden. Remove it using any kind of spatula, tongs, spider, whatever you want to use. Drip the oil into the pan and put it onto a piece of tissue. You can serve this with whatever you want. Let's keep it classic. I've just served it up with some chips, some tartar sauce, which is just mayonnaise, capers, gherkins, shallots, parsley, some lemon juice, and some peas, which I've literally just heated up in some butter with some mint and salt. Very simple. Crush them up lightly. And there you have the classic fish and chips. Now let's just listen to that sound. That is what I'm talking about, ladies and gents. That is a proper fish and chips. Super simple, super crispy. Eat it straight away, otherwise it will start to go soggy. Please like, subscribe, follow me on all my socials at slice_YT on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, everything. I'll see you guys soon.